Today, we're going to look at the simplest way to make an agent using Agent Builder, which has got a lot of new improvements since we looked at it last. And right now, you're looking at my Microsoft 365 Copilot application using the M365 Copilot license. And if you look here on the left-hand side, there's a whole section called Agents. And I have a bunch of agents already. But what I can do is I can actually create a new agent. So let's go ahead and create this new agent and see all the changes that Agent Builder has. Now, when you first create a new agent, it's simple to do, but it drops you into this configure menu item, which doesn't look that interesting actually. So why don't we switch over, instead of configure over here, we'll go to describe on the left-hand side. So when you go to describe, all you got to do is describe the type of agent you want to make. It can't get easier than that. So I'm going to describe this Project Assistant agent that I want to make, because I think everyone that works in a company, small, medium, large business, we're probably working on projects or working with people or working on cases. So why not create an agent that can help us get organized on a specific project? So I'm going to drop in just a couple of sentences in here, and it's going to say, hey, I'd like to create an agent that's project specific. And it asks me what project I'm working on and helps me figure out next steps. It's very simple. You can be more verbose if you wanted to, but maybe we don't need to be. Maybe Copilot kind of understands the gist of it. So with that, I just sent that off, and now Copilot's kind of thinking about how to create this agent. And you can see very quickly it comes back and it says, let's set the agent's name to Project Guide. And on the right-hand side, you probably just saw the agent actually get built. Here's a project guide, and there's a bunch of prompts that it generated as well. And it tells you this is kind of what I built. But what we can do now is we can either go ahead and select create and call it a day, and then the agent just shows up as one of my many other agents on the left-hand side here. We've built some of these together actually in the past. Or if you're interested in what's new with Agent Builder, let's go ahead and select configure and see what's going on. Like, how did this agent get built? We can customize it a little bit more. So the first thing I'm going to do is, instead of calling it project guide, I'm going to say my project assistant. I like that name better. And I can also click on this little pencil icon and upload a picture of what my project assistant looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and select this box down here. And I have a cool picture that I found. And let me know if you like this guy. So this is what my project assistant looks like. Super cool looking guy. I'm going to go ahead and select apply. And now the icon, the name, everything got changed for my agent, my project assistant. And you can see on the right hand side, it got updated as well. So when we gave it the description, Copilot came up with the description itself for the agent. The agent helps user identify next step for specific projects. So when you share this agent with other people, they see that description. And that's one of the beauties of these agents. If you build a really cool one for yourself, you can just share it with other people inside your company. Now, as we scroll down, you'll notice that Copilot put together a bunch of instructions like the purpose of the agent, general guidelines, skills, step-by-step workflow. And so this is actually your opportunity to say, oh man, like I don't like this whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and like delete it. Step number 5 is gone. Let me put step number 5 back. But this is your opportunity to edit the agent. And if you forget to do it now, or if you don't like how it behaves, you can always come back and edit it in the future. So again, just by describing it, all of this got built out. And then if we scroll down a little bit, these are some of the new sections that I wanted to highlight. So if you notice, there's an entire section dedicated to knowledge right over here. And what's new is that now, in addition to just being able to upload a file or referencing something on your OneDrive, you can also mention that, hey, I want this agent to use my SharePoint sites, all of them or specific ones, or I wanted to use my team's chat and channels, or I wanted to use my emails, or specific website links that you can drop in here. So all of that is new, and I'll show you in just a little bit. The other thing is that you can go ahead and put this toggle on so that websites are actually like the World Wide Web, all this stuff on the internet is a knowledge source that the agent can use, or you can leave it off because it's just you want it to be very specific information. And talking about specific information, you can turn on this knob over here that says only use specified sources instead of the general knowledge of the large language model. That's kind of how like hallucinations or people's ideas of hallucinations come about, because a lot of times this isn't turned on. So I'm going to turn that on in just 1 second. You can also reference your org chart and profile info if that matters to your agent, and there's other data sources as well. So let's look at these, right? But before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and flip this switch here for only using specified sources. And then I'm going to go ahead and select, just click on this box here for enter URL or drop a file. And what happens is you see these different menu items pop up, like all, files, sites, and then 2 more is giving you the option of chat and meeting. So when I go to files, I can filter based on PDFs or Word documents or PowerPoints, and I can specify specific files that I want to be a knowledge source, or I can click on sites, and these are engineering and benefits sites and all these different SharePoint sites that I can go ahead and use, or I can go to chats and say, I want this agent to pull from a specific group chat or a specific channel, and also meetings, which I don't have any in here. You can be very specific with the knowledge that this agent is using, but the other thing you can do is by just clicking on this box again, if you notice on the bottom it says my SharePoint files and folders, my Teams chats and meetings, and my emails. These 3, of course, they relate back to what I showed you in the beginning, these 3 or 4 icons, right? So I do want it to actually go ahead and grab everything from my SharePoint. I do want it to go grab everything from Teams. And I also do want it to grab everything from my emails. And as I select that, they actually show up on the bottom here as knowledge sources. And if one day I change my mind, I can just select X, go edit the agent, and get rid of these as data sources. The other thing that's new is if you scroll down, this whole section of capabilities is super cool, and it's actually relatively new. So over here now, you can have it create a document for you and code. You just have to flip this switch, and you can also have it create images for you once you flip this switch. So why not take advantage of that? I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I'm going to go ahead and turn this other one on. And now our agent is much more powerful. These are all new functionalities. So much to do in here. And now the last section really is just suggested prompts, where you can either kind of like drag these and move them into different places, or you can delete them, or you can change the title. You can add another suggested prompt. There's a ton that you can do here. So you can see the suggested prompts, they show up on the right-hand side. And the only thing left, if everything looks good, is now you just go ahead and select create on the top right-hand side. So let's go ahead and create it. All right, so now that the agent got created, we can either go to the agent if you're super impatient, or you can also share it. So you can also share it later on. You don't have to do it right now, but I'm going to show you that if you click share, you can share it with specified users in your organization, or anyone in your company can get it. Now, if I click specify, I can go ahead and select someone like Albert, because I work very closely with Albert Einstein. We're buddies. And so I can share it with Albert. And if that looks good, I'm going to go ahead and select apply. Now, just to make sure that Albert actually gets it, once I shared it, I can go ahead and copy this link, and I can send it to him in a Teams chat and say, hey, Albert, check out this cool agent that I made, right? So that's another way of sharing. Now, with that, we're done. And you should actually see that it popped up on the left-hand side here, my Project Assistant. It showed up under this whole agents category, which I can collapse or expand. The other thing that I wanted to show you that's super cool is on the top right-hand side here, there are these 3 dots. And when I select it, there are a couple of cool features like copy to Copilot Studio, because I do a lot of Copilot Studio agents that you've seen me do in the past. And now you can take something from Agent Builder, and I know we've been asking for this for a long time. You can just copy it, you can download it as a zip, or you can delete it. So if I select copy to Copilot Studio, it says, do you want to copy the full experience? And yeah, it sounds good. Let's go for it, right? So I'm just going to click get started. It asks for the environment that your Copilot Studio uses. I'm going to click Shaffie Studios and click continue. And it basically just ports it over to Copilot Studio and it creates it in there, and then you can further modify it. So I think that is super cool. Now you can edit it in Copilot Studio, and we can do that a different day if you guys are all interested. Now, with the agent created, let's just go ahead and select it. So if I select it on the left-hand side, these different prompts that got generated are here. Let's even see what these prompts are. So the first one is need help figuring out what to do with your next project. And I'm going to go ahead to give it more context. I'm going to give it this plain engineering project that I'm working on. So let's see what it comes back with. And by the way, for reference, this is that plain engineering file that I just sent it. It's about a plain project that I'm working on building, and it's got all this information about activities and the different parts of a plane and the priorities and the owners and team members and supervisors. It's got a ton of stuff. So I wanted to tell me what is it that I need to do next. So as it's reading where the project stands, the timeliness, the status mix, all this stuff, it's giving me a report of what it thinks I should do next, high impact, the next 10 actions that I should take. It's giving me all those here. And because I turned on that toggle to be able to create files for me, I'm going to go ahead and say, create a one-page Word doc that tells me the top 10 things I should do today. So let's ask it that. So here it is. The document is ready. I'm going to go ahead and select it. These are the top 10 things to do today. Complete the requirements baseline. This is one of the items in the spreadsheet. Freeze the aircraft configuration, and so on and so forth, right? So it created that Word document for me. I can go back here and say something else, like create a one-slide PowerPoint on next steps. All right, so it says, here's your one-slide PowerPoint on the project's next steps. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And here are the slides it made. I asked you for one, it gave me 3, but here's the actual substance, right? The key actions to advance the project, finalize the requirements baseline, complete structural loads, and so on and so forth. So it can generate PowerPoints, it can generate Word documents, it can generate Excel, it can generate infographics. All of that is available from within the agent. So as we wrap this up, let me show you a few other things. On the left-hand side is your agent, and obviously it shows up under this agent dropdown. But one of the things you can do is first you can pin it. So if you hover over it, you see this little pin icon. So now it gets pinned. It's not going to disappear as more and more agents get added. You can also select these 3 dots and you can share it. We already tried sharing it with Albert, but you can share it with other people. You can edit it, you can uninstall it. And when we select edit, it brings that agent builder screen back up. And here's where you can perfect it, right? So if at some point in time you're like, hey, I don't like these suggested prompts, I want to add another one, or I want to delete them, you can do that. Or if you want to change the instructions because it's not behaving correctly, then you can do that. And once you've done that, then all you do is you select update on the top right-hand side and you're good to go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this session. Honestly, I think this has come a long way since the beginning. And I really like the fact that now you can easily export this to Copilot Studio where we can do even more and more. So thanks again for watching. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one.